Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here, and back with kind of a new series. I hope I make this a series, because I really like this idea. But basically, I'm going to call it Big Talks, and it's basically where I just talk about a subject, whatever it is, and I just have Big the Cat footage playing in the background, where we're just hanging out, chilling out, fishing. It's perfect, and I just think it's dumb, and I really like the format of these videos. So I might do more in the future. But basically, it's Sonic Month, so happy Sonic Month, everybody. And basically, for this big talk video, we're gonna talk about the IDW Sonic Comic. Basically, it's Sonic Month, and I do like playing all the Sonic video games and stuff that I do. But I do like talking about other Sonic media. And comic books are surprisingly one where Sonic really shines. And I haven't talked about the IDW Sonic comic yet, and so I'm going to use this to talk about it. So basically, the IDW Sonic comic basically just kind of started. It's only been like a little bit over a year, I think. They only have, as of recording, 17 issues out so far. I'm all caught up. I know all what's going on. So, but before I think I should talk about the Sonic IDW comic, let's talk a little bit about the Archie comic, because basically, if you were familiar with the Archie Sonic comic, it ended. It had a bunch of good storylines, some bad storylines. All that bad stuff was done by Ken Penders. Thank you, you jerk. But, yeah, no, the Archie Sonic comic was brilliant. They really knew how to, incorporate, they really knew, how to put Sonic's personality in it, really did a good job incorporating all the games. But one thing I feel the Archie Sonic comic kind of shot itself in the foot is it kind of had its own canon that didn't sync up with the video games all too well, basically meaning, the Freedom Fighters and stuff, so, Princess Sally, and, Antoine, Rotor, Bunny, all those characters and all those storylines, even though I love them and they're great, they didn't really sync up with the games since the games didn't use them. And I know the Archie Sonic comic kind of was based off Sonic SatAM. So yeah, it kind of had a really hard time kind of blending the two. It did a really good job with it, but it was still a challenge. So, and again, after the Ken Penders lawsuit and the Genesis Wave retcon that they tried doing, yeah, it's just a bunch of big problems. But now that we have the IDW Sonic comic, it's pretty much the retcon that the Sonic comic pretty much needed. So yeah, so basically the IDW Sonic comic has no relation to the Archie one. No characters from Archie are going to be in that one. But it basically is the retcon that the Archie Sonic comic books needed. So the IDW Sonic Comics takes place right after Sonic Forces. So basically, I'm gonna go into a quick overview of what's going on so far. But basically, the IDW Sonic comic takes place right after Sonic Forces. It's basically you defeated Eggman. He's somewhere, you don't know. He went missing. So Sonic, Tails, and the rest of the Resistance are going around and taking out Eggman's remaining horde or fleet or whatever. So basically all the Egg Pawns and Bagnicks and all that stuff are still attacking villages and things without Eggman's leadership, and they're just going around cleaning it up. They even said that at the end of Forces that they had to do a whole bunch of cleanup. But basically, again, I don't want to get in too spoiler territory yet if you haven't read it. I definitely say read it if you have not. It's super good. The IDW Sonic comic is brilliant. But before I get into spoiler territory, there's basically two arcs. There's one arc that involves Neo Metal Sonic. That's the first arc. That's around 7 or around 10 issues. And then they go into a second arc, which they're still in the middle of, where it's kind of this Eggman's back, and he has this new virus that he's spreading around everywhere. So so they're basically just two arcs so far. The first arc takes place right after Sonic Forces. And other than that, without getting into too much spoiler territory, let's talk about the art. The art is really, really good. Basically, I'd say the majority of the issues look real, like, everything looks good. Nothing looks, like, too terribly bad. I think the worst one I've seen was issue number 2, or issue number 3, where Sonic teams up with Knuckles. That was the only time the art's been, like, I feel the weakest. And even though it was, like, the weakest one out of all the 17 issues so far, I definitely say it has to be, it's still pretty good. Like, it's still better than most of, like, Sonic the comic, or, like, and it's pretty high tier, like, Archie stuff, too. But 2 issues that really jumped out at me as, like, having really good art is issue number 2, where Sonic meets up with Amy, and just the way they drew it, it just looks super good. Like, just the colors, just the way Sonic's drawn, nothing looks like kind of like in between, where it's just like, here's just like a really small, quick drawing of Sonic. He doesn't look quite right. No, everything seems to be like on model in that issue, and just the effects and like line work they use is just really good. Like out of nowhere, like that entire issue is just really good. And then issue number 7 also has really good art. It's basically the first fight scene between Sonic and Neo Metal Sonic. And again, the action in that, it's just really well done. Like, I was just reading it and, like, looking at it, and I was just like, wow, this looks really, really good. So, yeah, no, those 2 issues are pretty good, art-wise. The covers are all pretty good, too. Yeah, no, like, just overall, like, the IDW Sonic comic is just pretty high tier. Like, I really don't have any complaints about it. And I do like how, okay, now we're gonna start getting into like spoiler territory, and like I'm gonna start talking about the story a bit more. So if you want to read it, I highly suggest you do. And if you don't want to get spoiled, you know, I just say like you could probably stop the video here and go read it yourself, then come back to it. So anyway, I really do like how the comic opens up, because basically the first 3 issues basically handle Sonic's character interaction between Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. So basically the first issue opens up and it's basically Sonic saving like a village, running around, stopping all of like the rogue badniks and all that stuff, which is great. But then he meets up with Tails, and basically the first 3 issues just takes like Sonic's character and puts it with like, the first issue they put it with Tails, and you see like the dynamic between Sonic and Tails, which is good. And it's like they have to do it because, like, again, this is a new comic. Sonic's like, and all the characters are already pre-established, but like they have to take time to establish like how they interact in like their comic, and it's just great. Like Sonic and Tails, it's just like you tell like they've been through a lot. They're competent. They make a great team, and like yeah, no, like, it's just really good. Like, you really feel like Sonic and Tails are, like, have that really, like, brother relationship, almost. Like, they've been through so much together, and, like, it's good because, like, they don't do, like, beginning Archie Tails, where, like, Tails is just, like, a fanboy of Sonic, like, looks up to him, he's his hero. It's like, Tails is kind of, like, his own character. He still looks up to Sonic and respects him, but, like, he can, like, handle himself, and he's grown into, like, his own person, which I like. And Sonic acknowledges that too, like Sonic, whoop. Nope, my computer almost died. But Sonic acknowledges that too, and like, it's really good. I like the dynamic between Sonic and Tails. The second one is the dynamic between Sonic and Amy, and I like what they did with Amy. They kind of mixed in like her Sonic Adventure and Sonic Boom, and even like Archie Sonic kind of personalities into one. So she's really like strong-willed, she's tough, she knows how to like use her hammer, and she's actually like the leader of the resistance. Technically Knuckles is, but like Amy's doing all the work. Like she's coordinating everything, you know, getting everything organized and together and all that. So like she's super capable, she's like, you know, like has good like leadership skills, and but like she's still in love with Sonic. And one thing I love in issue 2 is like she's trying to get Sonic to join the freedom or the resistance, and Sonic just doesn't want to do it. Not that he doesn't like the resistance or anything, he just wants to do like his own thing. and like help him out in his own way. He just doesn't want to like actually join him. But and Amy's like trying to convince him to join, and then they're going around fighting badniks, and like at the end of the issue, it's actually really cute. Like Amy's like come on Sonic, like why don't you join? And like Sonic gives like his whole reason. He's like, you know, like I just like to be like do my own thing, be free as the wind, you know, like not be like bogged down with like responsibilities and stuff like that. And he's just like he likes doing things his own way. And like the speech he gives, and it's like there's like 2 panels of like Amy, like one like blushing because she's just like, oh, this is why I love Sonic. And then she like snaps out of it. She's like, oh well, whatever, okay, do your own thing. And it's just like, I thought that was really cute because like it shows like Amy's like super strong and like, you know, like she can handle her own, and she's not like obsessed with Sonic, but like deep down there she's still like, oh my god, I love Sonic. Which I like that as like Amy's character. I'm glad they're keeping it like intact. But they did a really good job with Amy. And then we have like Knuckles, which Knuckles is pretty much his counterpart in the game. He's kind of he's super strong, he's really loyal, but like he's kind of dumb, and like he's pretty selfish in a little bit. Like he just wants to like protect the Master Emerald. He is helping the Freedom Fighters, and basically the first arc leads into Neo Metal Sonic taking control of the Master Emerald, and that kind of makes Knuckles like, listen, I don't want to be a resistance person. I have an obligation to protect the Master Emerald, so I need to go do that. But Sonic and Knuckles' character design or character dynamic is pretty good. Again, it's just like they're you know, best friends, kind of rivals a little bit. They butt heads a little bit, but like at the end of the day, you could tell like, yeah, no, like they don't really have any real problem with each other. I like it. Other than that, yeah, it opens like, so the IDW Sonic comic opens up with like the character dynamics, and once they establish them, then they kind of like throw in a whole bunch of characters a little bit later on, but they stop focusing just on the character dynamics and start going into plot. So the first arc is basically Neo Metal Sonic has come back, and he's using Eggman's army to kind of coordinate an attack, and and like the weird thing is like Neo Metal Sonic's trying to pretend that Eggman is still around and still doing stuff, because like he's programmed with like Eggman's personality, and like his whole goal is to conquer the world in the name of Eggman. So basically he's trying to do that, and his plan involves taking the Master Emerald, turning into like a giant dragon, and like trying to take over the world that way. But Sonic and the gang, and basically they bring in Blaze comes by, they bring in Silver comes by, they have the Chaotix in the fight too. So basically everybody that was in Sonic Forces kind of like sticks around and helps Sonic and the gang take out Neo Metal Sonic. They do introduce 2 new characters. I believe her name is Tangled. And she's basically this lemur with like this really long like tail that she could like stretch out and like use to climb on things and pick stuff up. It's basically like a super long hand. She's pretty cool. I like her because she's like super kind of hyperactive, and like she can't sit still, and she's like all over the place. And it's funny because like she's out like, you know, helping fighting egg pawns, and then she like teams up with Sonic and like the rest of the resistance, and like she really likes like doing it. But then after like they defeat Metal Sonic, she kind of just goes back to her home. She's just like, oh, I'm like super bored now, like I want to go like on adventures with like Sonic and Tails. So I really like her. She's a really cool like addition to like the resistance, and a really good like IDW exclusive character. And the second character they made was Whisper, and she's really cool too. She's like super quiet, and she's basically like this loner like assassin almost that helps like the freedom resistance. But basically what she does is like, you think she's like, oh, she's like this loner badass, but like, and she's super quiet, and it's like, oh man, like she thinks she's a badass, but she's just socially awkward, and like she just doesn't like being around large groups of people or like talking, and like when she talks it's in a whisper. And she's super cool, and like she uses the Wispins that were in the Sonic Forces. She's like has like a specialty So, like, Wispins, and, like, she's a really cool character. I like her. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing more of her, too. So, basically, the IDW Sonic exclusive characters that they made are pretty great. They're pretty good OCs. So, basically, I already talked about the first arc. They basically stop Metal Sonic. There's a big part where they find Eggman, but he lost his memory, and he took on the persona of, like, Mr. Tinkerer. I think that's what his name was. And basically, it's just a good Eggman. He's like building toys for these kids in the village, like fixing the village up, stuff like that. But eventually, a new villain, Dr. Starline, uses his henchman Rough and Tumble to kidnap kidnap Mr. Tinker, and they basically revert him back to Dr. Eggman. And then with Dr. Eggman being back, that starts the second arc, where Dr. Eggman uses this new virus. It's basically like a liquid metal, but if you get it on you, it turns you into like a robotic zombie, or a zombot, as Sonic put it. And basically, it turns into this zombie apocalypse story where Eggman goes on his spaceship, and yes, he makes a giant floating aircraft that looks like his face, and it's actually super funny because like the jets for it are in the nose, so like that's how it propels itself up, and then it has like a big mouth, and then like to spread the virus, he basically floats his head over, and like the mouth empties out like this liquid metal that goes on everybody and turns them into zombots, and it basically looks like he's just like flying around throwing up on stuff. It's actually really, really funny. But yeah, and basically it spreads by contact, so if you get like the metal zombie stuff on you, if you touch something else, it will also turn to a metal zombie. So it's basically like a zombie apocalypse story in Sonic, which honestly is pretty interesting on how they did it. They're only like halfway through the arc and it's not finished yet, but definitely it's pretty good. I really do like it. I like one of the plot points, like Sonic actually gets like the zombie stuff on him, but apparently since he moves so fast, his like metabolism is able to burn it off. It's not able to get rid of it, but it's able to like suppress it. So as long as he keeps moving, he won't get infected, which I think that's a pretty good just good plot element. I don't know. I'm actually really interested in see like what Sonic's gonna do. But anyway, just overall thoughts. I know I gave like a pretty crappy description of like the two arcs, but take my word for it, they're really good. I definitely suggest you go read them out. As of right now, there's only 17 issues out, but I'm gonna keep up monthly because it's like a monthly comic. I'll keep reading it every month, getting an issue. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. So, anyway, guys, that was, like, my thoughts on the IDW Sonic comics. Basically, to sum it up, it's great, it's perfect, it's the retcon the Archie Sonic comic book needed, and, it's really good, and I can't wait to read more. Sonic has always done really good in, like, a comic format, and it's really done because, like, Ian Flynn, the writer, he's amazing, and he knows exactly how to incorporate Sonic and the games into, like, a comic book storyline. So he's brilliant, the art's brilliant, the writing's brilliant, overall, everything. It's basically, they took all the good elements out of the Archie Sonic comic and made a new Sonic comic. That's basically the IDW one, and it's perfect. I love it. Definitely go check it out. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video, this big talk. And again, I really like the format of this video, where it's just like, I talk, and like there's Big the Cat footage in the background. So I just really like it. So anyway, guys, let me know if you like the format of this video and like this type, because like I'll do more. And if you have any suggestions on like stuff you want me to talk about, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll probably make like a couple more of these, because like there's a bunch of stuff like about gaming and Sonic, and it doesn't even have to be like Sonic related or gaming related, or it could be art related or whatever. Because, like, there's a couple things, like, I wouldn't mind, like, making a video or just talking about, just giving my thoughts on. And, what better way to do it than to do it in front of, like, Big the Cat footage of just normal fishing. God, it's perfect. I love the format of this video. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Sonic Month. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video where I do a how to draw. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to check out Guardian Saiyan. I don't shout him out enough. He does all my channel art and all that stuff. And other than that, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in some other video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.